Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of PhotoBiz Live. This is Danny from the PhotoBiz team, and today we're going to be joined by Jen from our Passionate Support Team, and Jen's going to be going over the anatomy of a blog post. So she's going to be showing you basically everything about our blog platform that we've got, lots of different features that are involved in it, and it's going to be a great session for you guys today. So thank you again for taking the time in the middle of the day to join us, and we also are going to have the opportunity for you guys to view this online on our YouTube channel if you want to review it at the end of the day. We also will have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. You can also join in on our discussion by using the hashtag PhotoBizLive on Twitter. So if you are on Twitter, you can always tweet at us at PhotoBiz or use the hashtag #PhotoBizLive. So if at any point during today's webinar you guys have any kind of questions or any difficulty seeing the visual or hearing Jen or myself, just use the comment box to let us know, and we're going to do our best to help you out with any kind of troubleshooting issues that you've got. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Jen.
Hi everyone, this is Jen here at the PhotoBiz Passionate Support Team. I'm so excited to chat with you all today about the anatomy of a blog post. So we're going to start out very simply here today. So this is really great if you're new to the PhotoBiz blog. We're really going to go step by step about how to make a post, how to add your images, what tags are used for, and then towards the end we're going to get a little more deeper and talk a little bit about RSS syndication and even just a tiny bit about how to use Google Webmaster tools and analytics within your blog. So let's jump right on in. And what you see right here in front of you right now is our PhotoBiz blog control panel. Surely you're used to seeing this if you have the PhotoBiz blog, or perhaps if this is your way to kind of get into the blog or thinking about purchasing it, this is what the control panel looks like. So I'm going to start here with this first post here that I've already created. It's called Untitled for now, but we will go ahead and give it a post name. And this is first things first. So you're going to start with your post setting. Very easy things to do. You want to give your post a name. This is what's going to be at the top of your post, what your customer is going to see first to know what you're talking about. So perhaps you're going to do a post about your December photo shoots. That's what you would just name it. You do have to put a post author in. It will not let you go on by leaving this blank, so you can just put your name in there, or something very simple, or perhaps you are a studio with several photographers. This is a good way to differentiate maybe a style that you're doing or something that you're personally trying to do and set yourself apart from other people within your studio. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here. You then have the option to allow comments on this post. You have a yes or no option here. It's very simple at this point. We're going to talk about moderating comments a little bit later in this webinar. So I'm going to say yes to comments for this post. Next, we're going to come up to post tags. Now, we're actually going to talk a little bit more about this a little bit later, but this is where you would add any tags to your post. And you're going to see why I'm going to come back to this after we chat about the post content. So let's go on and move on to post content. This is where all of your nuts and bolts, your nitty-gritty is going to be within the content of your blog post. This is where you're going to put all your writing. And you're also going to add all of your images here. You'll see along the top here that you have your standard editing panel here, so you can make your wording bold, italics, and underline. You also have your alignment set here. Perhaps you want this in the center. You can also adjust the font size from here, as well as the font color. So there's a lot of really great things you can do just from this really cool post content panel here at the top. So you just saw what I did just with the font alone, but there's other things you can do in here. First of all, you can add tables straight into your post from the panel here. You'll click here to insert a new table. You'll see here that you can give the properties of the table right here. So if you want one that's going to have 4 columns and 2 rows, you can set that right here. the cell padding and the cell spacing. Also, if you would like your wording or your images to sit within the middle of the cell, etc. So I'm going to create one here that we can work with for a little while. So you'll see here that this is what your table will first look like, a bunch of little cells and 2 rows. You'll see here I got 1, 2, 3, 4 cells and 1, 2 rows. Now this is really great if you're looking to do some formatting within your posts. So we get a lot of people who call and they'll say, oh, I'm working within my blog post and I want some wording up here and some imaging down here. How do I do this? Well, a great way to do that is by using a table. So I've did a little writing right here so far. So what if I wanted to add this to my table? I could go ahead and enter into the cell that I'm working in and just type right on into it. Or I can copy and paste. So I've already started my writing, but I decide I want it in this table now. So I'm going to copy and put my cursor in a different cell here and paste it. So now you're seeing a little bit more of the anatomy of the table. And you'll notice that you can maneuver around by putting your putting your cursor right into the cell that you want to manipulate. So you'll see within the cell too, you can use the alignment feature and also do whatever you need to do in regards to the color of your text. You can do that right within the cell of the table. Now we can also use this table to format images within the post as well. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. But before we get into how to add images to your post, I'm going to show you one more feature of the post content panel here at the top. We have a really cool Edit HTML Source button. So a lot of people have asked us, you know, I really would like to put a video in my post, or I want to have my images scroll across or my wording scroll across while it's blinking. We can't do that for you, and the post content panel won't be able to provide that option for you. But if you know how to HTML code, you can put it right into the code of your post. So this is where you would do that. So if you are looking to maybe try this out, I know there's a lot of really cool sites that you can go to. Sometimes you can just Google HTML generators, HTML tutorials, and you can find some really, really cool stuff about how to do a bunch of really, really neat things within this HTML source editor. So we're not going to get really deep into this right now. I did just want to show you that this did exist, and if that was something that you wanted to try out, this is a place to play with that. And again, just remember that anything that you do within here will show in your post content. So it can all be undone before you publish, of course, but anything that you manipulate in here will kind of change anything that you do within your post content. So just something to kind of keep in mind. All right, so now I want to add some images to my post, and I'm going to get rid of some of this writing because it's a little busy. And the way you add images to your post is by clicking on the little icon here at the top that looks like a tree. And you'll notice when you hover over it, it says Insert and Edit Image. So you actually have several different ways of adding images to your blog post. And actually, I'm going to jump back just for a second. A very important thing to know, and we get this question a lot here through our Passionate Support line. People are looking to upload images for their blog post, and they don't know where their images are. Well, it's not we're not trying to hide them from you, but what we have here at the very top of your post are 2 tabs. One is the Detailed tab, which is your default tab where you kind of set up your blog post. And the next one is your Images tab here at the top. If you click on that, this is where you're going to upload your images. Now, the reason why we do this is what we found out is it's a really great idea is to upload all your images at once. Once you upload your images, you'll then have the ability to put your image into the post as you see fit. So instead of having all of your images one on top of each other, one on top of one another in the actual post box, instead you'll have a library of your images for that post that you can then put into your post as you want to. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm coming up here to the top, and I'm going to go ahead and upload a few images. I'm going to upload these 2 images right here for my blog post. So now my images for this blog post have been uploaded. I'm going to go back to the detail portion of the edit post page and scroll back down. And you'll notice that I did lose my table. I didn't save my changes, so my table went away. But that's okay. It's very easy to recreate. So this time I'll make it 2 columns and 2 rows. Now here's my table. Now I'm going to place my cursor within that table, and I'm going to then click on the tree image and then insert my images. So I'm going to do the girl first. Now you're going to see a little box pop up here. Small, medium, and page width. These are the choices I have. So I'm going to choose medium for this image and then hit insert. And there you go. So now you'll see that I've inserted my image that I've uploaded, and it's also within my table. Now perhaps down here I'm going to put some wording. I do have the ability to change my font type and color and all that fun stuff right into the table. And it just gives you a little bit more of ability to do more formatting within the image. Now let's say I think that this image is just too big now. I can always go back into the image. I click on the image and then click on the tree. And I can resize that to a small image. So depending on the sizing of your image, you'll see that you have different choices here to show your images. Then I have a page width as well. Now I can put some typing over here. Let's say that I think that looks a little awkward, so I'm going to put my wording here instead. And then perhaps I'm going to insert a different image down on this part of the table. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can do within the table. Now, since we are in the add and edit image box right now, because I'm looking to add a different image to my table, you'll see that you have some other options besides just post image inserts. So these 2 images on the top here, these are the images that I uploaded, and these go against my image plan when I upload them traditionally. Now you'll also see that I have some clipboard images here down at the bottom. With your PhotoBiz products, you've probably seen that clipboard icon. Perhaps you have some images on your website that you want to put into your blog. All you have to do is add those images to your clipboard, and then you can insert them to your blog straight from there. So there's another image that was maybe from my website, and now I have it on my blog, and it doesn't count against me in regards to image count. So that's really awesome. And there's one final way that you can add images to your PhotoBiz blog, and that's by clicking on this tab here at the top, and that's Image URL. So to help you keep your image count down, and perhaps maybe you don't already have the images you want to use on another product, like let's say your website, we allow you to URL source your images. And there are a bunch of different ways that you can URL source. Basically, it always involves a third-party place where your images live, and then it'll provide your image with a URL that you'll then put in here. We recommend 2 places to do this. Of course, there are tons of places on the web to do this, but we like to recommend Dropbox.com and then Flickr. And we like them because of their ease of use. So I'm going to show you right now how to do a URL source, an image URL from a Flickr account. What to do is log into your Flickr account and click on the image. So here we are, we're in Flickr. I have gone into the image, and here are all the sizes. Again, I want the large size here. So I'm going to just right-click on the image and copy image location. Very simple. Now I'm going to go right back into my PhotoBiz blog, go into the image icon there and go to the URL. I'm going to paste in that JPEG from the image URL and insert it, and there's my image. So it's a very simple process, just as long as you know that your browser is working the correct way. So that's the way that you would do it in Flickr. In Dropbox, it'll work the same way. You just want to make sure that you share the link and then pop it right into that URL box, and then your image will show. If your browser is in compatibility mode, it doesn't allow a lot of the protected sites. That's a quick round of how you would URL source your images. Again, if you need some assistance with this, please give us a call here. I know that was a little confusing because of me having to go back and forth, but we'll be more than happy to walk you through. So now that I have finished my post, I've put my images in, I've got some writing in here, I can come back up here and tag my post. Now, what are tags? Well, tags have a couple different purposes. First of all, you want to make sure that your tags are coherent within your post, with what your post is all about, and also works along with your blog in general. Now, you can use them for two different ways. You can use them for indexing. This will help your customers come back to your blog and find what they're looking for. So perhaps they were at your blog a couple months ago and they're looking for a particular wedding post. You will have a tag cloud or list on your site, and your customer can just click on the tag. Maybe you have one that's called weddings, and it'll show all of your posts with the word weddings tagged with it. You also can use it for SEO benefits. All of your tags are search engine readable, so all of the tags that you add to your posts will help you with SEO and the fact that that will be indexed in regards to your blog as well. So the reason why I wanted to come back to the post tags after we chatted about post content is because sometimes you start your post with one frame of mind, and by the time it's done, you're somewhere else all together. And in this way, you do your tags all at once. So you'll see here that when you start adding tags, you only have to use the word. And if you've already used the word within a tag before, you'll see that it'll pop up, and you can just use it again. So you don't have to do weddings a million times. You'll see here I've already used baby as a tag before, so I can just select it. Perhaps this is an engagement. Sometimes what we'll see a lot of times is when we're going through tags, people have misspelled the tag, or they use a different spelling of the same name or same word. So sometimes if you want to keep your particular tag posts clean, your customers will see all the tags that you create. So sometimes if you have a lot of tags and maybe if they're not spelled correctly, you know, that is something that your customer will see. They'll see it at the bottom of your post, and they'll also see it in that post or in that tag cloud on your live site when they're trying to go through it with indexing. So tags are really important, and they help you, and they also help your customers. Now, let's say you're not sure what tags you do have, or maybe you just want to add a bunch of tags so that when you're going through and using your tags, they come up very simply. All you have to do is go to the top of your control panel here and click on the tags icon. And here it'll show all the tags you have. So you'll see here this very first tag, for some reason I made it with 4 words in here. And maybe I wanted to make one that was awesome, post, bridal, and baby. I can just go ahead and delete that. So here, and this one obviously is misspelled, so I'm going to delete that one as well. And I can also see how many times I've used the same post or the same tag in how many different posts. So it's a really great way to kind of let you know what you are doing a lot of. And it's really great for SEO and indexing as well. So let's hop back to our posts. So now that I have messed around with my post, I can publish it. So because I clicked on tags before I saved my post at the bottom, it is now gone. So that is a really important thing to remember. If you leave this page without saving at the bottom, you will have to start over. So just remember, always go to the bottom, just like every other PhotoBiz product that you ever have. Always remember to save your changes. So just for example's sake, I'm going to go ahead and create a real quick table here with some images. And then here are the images that I uploaded. A lot of people like to use tables as well because it helps you format your site, or I'm sorry, your blog post. This is a really great way if you want to make sure everything is aligned in the same place and is set up in the same way. A great way to do it is by using tables. I can just move that image right in there, and I'm going to go ahead and center it. I'm going to make it bigger. Here's my other cell here. I'm going to move that one in there. All right. So now that I have my images and my text all ready to go, I can go ahead and publish my post. You see here at the bottom we have draft and publish. If you are going to just save your changes because you want to move on to something else, always remember to save it at the bottom. So and it will ask you to remember to do that. It won't let you save the draft unless you have all the information in there. So now my post, or my post has been saved, and I have it saved as a draft. So I can now leave and work on something else and come back and see about it. But I'm ready actually to publish. So this is where you'll go to publish. So you just go ahead and click on that drop-down menu and you select publish. You'll see here that you can set the publish date. Well, I'm going to go ahead and publish mine now. But let's say that I'm going on vacation next week. It's the holiday, so I'm going to go on vacation, and I decided I want to go ahead and set this to publish for next week instead. Or maybe I want to do a whole bunch. Maybe I want to do a whole series, but I know I'm going to be really, really busy next week. I got a ton of shoots. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a bunch of posts and set the date for the future. All I have to do is simply do that. You just edit the publish date, adjust the date to the time and date you'd like it to go, and hit OK. Now, a lot of people have had great success utilizing this if they're going to do, let's say, a contest, or maybe they're going to do a giveaway. This is a really great use of the published date and time, and the reason why it is because perhaps you want it to be set at an exact time. This contest is going to start at midnight. This is a great way to utilize that publish button. Now that I published it, I can preview it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my site. And because I published in the future, it's not there yet. So let's go ahead and publish now for today. Today's the 20th. I could save my changes and view my site. And not there yet. So another great way to utilize the publish date too is perhaps you just are looking at your site and you're not really sure if you're ready for this to be published at this very, very minute. But you want to see what it looks like. So if you have it set to a draft, you're not going to be able to view a preview of it. It just doesn't work that way. You'll have to make sure that it is published in order to view it on the site. So if you set that to publish and you make sure that your date is set correctly, I'm going to go ahead and set this. And here's my post. So I published it and I'm looking at it. I'm not really liking that. That image is getting kind of weird. I wanted to add some more writing to this. So I can take that right off by going back into my post and setting it back to a draft. And when you set it off to the draft, it takes it off of your live site. So it's a great way to be able to preview it, to see if you like it or not, see if everything is kind of set up the way you want. Perhaps you're just trying out tables or some new HTML code within the post content for the first time, and this is a great way to kind of just to test it out. So publish it, go to draft, publish it. You can do that as many times as you like, and that's a great way to kind of use that as your preview. So perhaps that you have your site, you have your blog post, you've been posting for a little while, and you have some comments set on your site. Well, you'll see here at the top of your control panel, you can go into the comments icon. Any comments that you have displayed on any post will be shown here, and it will actually give you the information based on which post it is going on. So that's really good for you. Perhaps maybe you have a spam bot come through and somebody spammed your blog. You can go in here and you can delete it. When you have moderation on your posts, it's really cool because you can actually decide whether or not you want to go ahead and publish those comments, or if you want them to comment automatically. You'll have the choice to see if you want your comments to go automatically. You can choose that, or perhaps you would like to go through all of them first and choose which comments you'd like to show. Right now I don't have any comments, but if I did, I could go through them and say, yes, this one I want to show, no, I don't want to show that. So this is where you would do that. This is the place. You can also turn off comments, and you saw that within the post portion. If you don't want any posts or comments at all because you don't want to mess with moderation, you can just go ahead and set it there. You don't have to moderate any sort of comments, and then obviously there wouldn't be anything in the comment icon. So there are some basics about setting up a post. Hopefully I've answered a lot of questions, and hopefully I didn't get you too confused in regards to that URL sourcing of images. But it is very simple. We give you a lot of different options to add images to your blog posts, and I think you guys will really appreciate all the different ways that you can do that. We are going to hop on to something a little bit different now. It's RSS syndication. And what this is this allows you to use different elements of on the internet. You can get RSS feed programs. They will allow you to syndicate your blog. So there are a couple different ones that we really like. You can find this feed setting right here in your PhotoBiz blog control panel. It's under the settings icon here at the top. So if you click on settings, you'll see here there's a lot of general settings here. Social media links that you'd like on your posts, the time zone that you're working on, things like that. If you'd like your blog post to adjust for daylight savings, this is also the places where you can turn off comments on your blogs, moderation, things like that. Here at the bottom, you have the RSS feed setting. You'll see here under your RSS feed link, this is what you're going to be looking for when you're going to be setting up an RSS feed. If you click on it, you can see what it'll look like. Here are my blog feeds, and it's basically a way for you to syndicate your blog. So you're asking, what does that mean? Well, one of the great ways to use is there are a couple different programs. One of them is called FeedBurner, but the one that I'm going to actually walk you through today is called Network Blogs. And this is actually an app that you can use within your Facebook. When you are in Facebook, all you have to do is search for Network Blogs, and it'll come up with this app. Now, the reason why Network Blogs is really cool is because it lets you syndicate your blog to both Facebook and Twitter if you chose. So it's really neat, and it's like a one place to go. You can set up that syndication, and you're kind of good to go. So once you do find the app within Facebook, all you have to do is click on Register a Blog here at the top of the page, and this would be within the Facebook that you would like your blog to be syndicated on. Once you register a blog, you'll walk through all of the information in regards to your blog. Your blog link, that's going to be the URL of your current blog. So in here I put my blog URL. You can give your blog a name. It could be whatever you choose. And a tagline. And then it's going to ask for the feed link. That's going to be that RSS feed that I just showed you. That's there under the settings of your PhotoBiz blog control panel. So all you have to do is just copy that and paste it right into feed link. If you would like to set up any sort of topics that your particular blog is going to be known for, maybe you're just going to do high fashion photography, wedding photography, whatever you like, you can set up some topics here when you're registering your blog, a short description, and your email. Now your email is very important, so because you will have to verify that you own this blog, so make sure that that email that you're popping in here is accurate. You then want to click Next. It will ask you if you are the author of your blog. You don't have to worry about that at this point. What we want to do is what we're going to worry about is syndication. So we're going to be using that RSS feed to go ahead and syndicate your blog within your Facebook page. It will require you to grant Facebook permissions. You just want to go ahead and click on that little button. After it does that, this is the nuts and the bolts of the syndication. You're going to choose your blog to syndicate, and it's going to ask you where you would like to publish your posts to. In order for this process to happen, however, you will have to confirm your email address. So it will send you an email, and I'm going to show you what that email will look like right here. So this is the email you'll be getting from Network Blogs. You'll click on Verify Your Email, and then this just kind of confirms that you are who you say you are, and this is your blog, and your email is verified. You can click on Continue. You're then going to go ahead and register your blog by putting your blog link in there. You'll then pop back over to your email and click on Verify Your Blog Ownership. And this is going to take you to a different portion of the Network Blogs page so that you can syndicate your site. Again, you don't have to verify that you are the author. You can just go ahead and go on to syndication. And this is where you're going to add that you would like to set up a Facebook target. Now, I appreciate that I am kind of hopping through these really quick. I'm going to go ahead and we'd be more than happy to assist you with walking through this as well through our Passionate Support line. And of course, you'll always be able to refer back to this video on our YouTube page. So I apologize if I am hopping through this really quick, but it's very simple, and you've got us to help you walk right on through this. So now you want to just choose where you'd like to publish these posts to. You have two options that you can use. You can use Facebook and you can use Twitter. All you have to do is click on the icon here and then confirm which Facebook page you would like to syndicate your blog to. And there you go. See here at the bottom it says done. This is what your post will look like on Facebook. Now this one shows a lot of my posts in the image. The image will not show up if you are URL sourcing your images in, but it will show if you have uploaded your image. So that's something just to kind of keep in mind. And this is what it's going to look like now on my Facebook. I can do the same thing with Twitter. All you have to do is click on Add Twitter Target. It'll ask you for your Twitter name, and you just confirm it. And then it will automatically syndicate to your Twitter target as well. Now this is just Network Blogs. There are lots of other companies you can use. There's RSS Graffiti, FeedBurner, and lots of really great companies out there. A lot of them are utilized through apps, through both Twitter and Facebook, and they all are pretty much similar to what Network Blogs does here. They require that RSS feed that you'll find in your settings and require you to do some verification, but they're all very similar to this, and if there's one that you like to use over the other, if you're not interested in using Network Blogs, we'll be happy to see if we can assist you with setting that up as well if you call us on the Passionate Support line. Okay. So we also know that a lot of people have been asking us about how they can add their Google Analytics and their Google Webmaster tools to their blog, and it's very simple. I'm going to kind of hop through this pretty quickly here, but just so you know, all of this information is in our knowledge base. These step-by-step instructions are all set up there. Of course, you could call us and we'll be happy to walk you through as well. But this is all straight from our knowledge base, which is a really cool tool for you guys to use. So all you have to do first to set up your Google Analytics code in your blog is go to Google Analytics and sign up. Once you do, let's see if you're going to let me go through. It's a very simple process. You just go ahead and sign up, and it'll ask you for your account name, what your URL is. It'll have some proprietary Google questions, and then you'll just click on Create an Account. Once you do set up your domain here, it will allow you to track with a single domain, with multiple subdomains, or with different top-level domains. So sometimes if you are using the same code from your website with your blog, you might want to use one domain with multiple subdomains. There's a couple of different things that you can do here. Once you have chosen how you're going to have this tracked, you just want to go ahead and copy the code that they're going to have in this box here at the bottom. Then, once you copy that code, you just have to go to your PhotoBiz blog, and you'll go to the site layout portion. So you'll click on the site layout tab at the top of the page, and then click on search engines. You'll then paste your code that you got from Google Analytics right into this visit counter box here. And always remember to save your changes. With Webmaster tools, it's just as easy. So you've got your Google Analytics working for you, so now let's set up your Webmaster tools. All you have to do is click on Add a Site if you go to google.com/webmaster tools. And if you're not sure about what these things do, Webmaster Tools is a great way to kind of get your website and your blog visible to Google. And Google Analytics is a great tool in regards to finding how people are visiting your site. So if these are not tools that you've utilized yet within your blog or even just your website, you know, please take advantage of them. They're free tools from Google, and they can definitely help you out a lot. Once you sign up with Google, you just click on, or I'm sorry, Google Webmaster Tools, you'll just click on Add a Site. It'll ask you for your domain name. It's very simple. And then it will ask you to verify your ownership of that domain name. We recommend using the meta tag because it's very easy for you to add. When it provides it for you, all you have to do is highlight and copy that meta tag. And then we're going to go right back to where we were for our analytics code. I'm going to go to Site Layout and then Search Engines, and then paste that code right into the visit counter. And don't forget to hit Save Changes again. So very simple 1, 2, 3-step process. Again, we're more than happy here at PhotoBiz to walk you through these processes again if I went a little too quickly with the, within the webinar. But these are all really great tools to help you get the most out of who's coming to your blog and how they're finding you and great stuff like that. So I appreciate your guys' patience with today's webinar. I hope you did learn some stuff and learn how to go ahead and create your posts, and maybe learned a little bit of something new about using tables or image sourcing and things like that. All right, so now we're going to just do some Q&A, some answering some questions. So let me go ahead and let's see here. Let's see. If you do have a question that you've been wanting to ask, go ahead and feel free to type it now in the little question box, and we'll be more than happy to answer it. Okay, Darren has a good question. Can you backdate a post in the same manner which you can schedule them for future publishing? You definitely can, Darren. That's a really great question. Now, we have a lot of customers who come and use our blog that perhaps came from WordPress or Blogger, and maybe they're bringing their posts from those other products over to your PhotoBiz blog, and you want to give them the same date. You definitely can do that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you here. You have to just make sure that when you go to publish and hit edit, you can go back to wherever you like. So I can go back as far as 2005. You can even set the date if you had it set up as a certain date. So that's something great if you're looking to use old archived blogs, maybe from a different product over here. Absolutely. Okay. Andrea has a question about making a photo album so that the reader doesn't have to scroll. Well, I think what you're referencing, and maybe I'm wrong, Andrea, if I am, just let me know, is maybe something like a collage. But that might be something that somebody would have to scroll through as well. If you're talking about maybe a third-party product who has like a photo album, like an actual book sort of thing, PhotoBiz doesn't have anything like integrated within our blog like that. Now, if you have a third-party person that does that, or if you found a third-party company that does that, that's a really great utilization of the HTML content of the post content. If let's say that your third-party company does do like a book sort of product, and they provide you with a code so that you can put that in a blog post or a website somewhere. This is a great utilization of the HTML source editor. You can just copy that code that they provide for you and pop it right into the HTML source. Whatever that code has been coded to do will work for right inside your blog. So I'm not sure if that's what you're trying to do, but in regards to how the blog works just naturally, you have the choice of using the tables to show your images. You can also create a collage and upload it or URL source it. So that might be another way to look at it. But in regards to having an actual book type of interface, not within the blog itself. Okay, so Tony has a cool question about how to make it appear on his biz site to kind of be like a mini feed. Okay, well that's a great question. So as you were seeing when I was viewing my site, I have my site set up with a layout that shows the first image of my blog post and then some of the wording. So you can change the layouts of your blog page to be lots of different things. We have several. And the way that you can change that layout is within your blog control panel. You'll want to go to the Site Builder tab at the top of the page. And then within your blog page, you'll see you have several layouts. So, for example, I am using the right widget layout, which is going to show my posts in a kind of a rectangular small box, and then if I have any widgets, they're going to be shown over on the right. So maybe, Tony, you'll be looking for something like bottom widgets here, where it's a more compact layout, where the little boxes will just show an image and just a little bit of your post. So you have a lot of really cool little options here in regards to how your page actually displays. It's not just one way or not. Let's see. So if you see here, I refreshed it, and now it's just showing my image and just a little blip of what my post is about. And you actually have to click into my post to see more of that post. And then as my posts continue, you'll see additional boxes here. I think that's what you're getting at in regards to like a mini feed. So perhaps that would be a great thing to look at, is just to look at the different layouts. I also had a question to explain widgets, and that's actually a really, really great question. In regards to the layout of your page, you have the ability to show your blog posts in lots of different ways. You have the list layouts, you have the compact layouts, etc. And you'll notice on every single page, every single layout, you have the ability to have widgets. You can have them on the bottom, you can have them on the left, some of them have them wherever you'd like to show them. So what is a widget? That's a really great question. Well, from the get-go, you have two widgets already associated with your PhotoBiz blog. You have a tags widget and an archive widget. The tags widget is going to show all of your tags. So any tag that you have added to your blogs, to any published blogs, will be shown in the tag widget. And then you have an archive widget. This is going to show all of your posts going back to however long you've been posting. So they're all pretty, those are both really great. Now let's say you wanted to add something proprietary to you. Perhaps you want to add a widget that goes to your Facebook page, or you want to have a widget that plays music, or you want to have a widget that shows the weather. Lots of different internet companies will provide you with little bits of code that will allow you to have a widget. So a widget is just like a little add-on that you can add to your website that does something almost solitary just to that little box that it's living in. So for example, maybe we can Google something really quickly in regards to widget. What about Facebook? We can have a Facebook widget. And Facebook is really great because they do a lot of really neat things within their developer page. So perhaps I want to have a Find Us on Facebook box right in the middle of my, or right at the bottom of my blog. So you can go to a page like this, like that Facebook offers. This is developers.facebook.com, and they offer a lot of these little sort of boxes, or another word of them would be widgets. For example, here I'm going to make one so that it shows the PhotoBiz Facebook page. Oops. All right, so there it has our feed. I don't want these our fans' faces to show, so I'm going to take that out. And I do like the stream, and I like that I can have a like page here. I'm going to change the color to a dark color. And now all I have to do is get the code. And it's not going to show me the code. What's going on here? Let's see here. Maybe I'll just do the one for Facebook. Oops. Maybe I'll just refresh this page. Yeah, there we go. We're just going to use the code that Facebook offers for themselves, because that way we know that the code should work. Okay, cool, great. Alrighty, so we want to use the iframe, so we're going to copy this. Once we copy this, we can take this over to our blog and add a widget. So we're going to go to our web pages and go to widgets and add a widget. What we want to do is we want to make sure we're using the HTML portion of the widgets. I'm then going to paste in the code that Facebook provided for me. And let's see here. And most of these codes, you'll see things like the width and the height within it. Like, for example, right here. This widget is 427 pixels. So I want to go ahead and change the height to be the same so it doesn't get cut off. And I've added it. So let's see if this works. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my page. And there's my Facebook widget that I now have on my blog page. So you can do this. Lots of different pages, lots of different companies offer widgets. I know like Groove Shark will have like a music playing widget. The Weather Channel has a weather widget. These are just little add-ons, little apps almost that you can add to your site, and they can do different things for you. Some people will use this for advertising. Some people will use it for social media. It's just up to you. And that's what a widget is. Okay. Now, several of you guys have really awesome blog questions that are a little involved, so I'm actually going to have somebody from our Passionate Support Team give you a call, just because I want to make sure that they answer all the questions that you have, just because they are kind of involved. Let me see here. I'm definitely going to do that for you, Daniel, and Andrea. Maybe we can see what you had with WordPress, and we can see if maybe that's something that we can kind of make happen. And also you, Ben, in regards to bringing over your domain and things like that. We'll be more than happy to assist you with that. That's something we can definitely do. Ashley, I'm also going to have somebody give you a call, and that way we can make sure that we get you that network blog set up done correctly and efficiently. Sometimes this isn't the most efficient way to do that. So does anybody have any other questions based off of the blog post area? Michael asks if you can create a watermark on the images for the blog. There's no watermark feature within the blog itself. So if you have any sort of watermarks that you want on your images, they would have to be uploaded with your images. Any other questions? Okay, guys. Well, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully you learned something new in regards to creating blog posts. I know I had a lot of fun helping you guys out. If you have any questions with that URL sourcing or the RSS feed or the Google Analytics, Google Webmaster tools, I know we kind of flew through all that stuff for time purposes, please give us a call here. We'll be more than happy to walk you through all of those features. We want to make sure you guys get the most benefit out of your blog, and we'd love to help you in that regard as well. All right, thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we'll chat with you guys next time in the next webinar.